When COVID-19 hit last year, I knew it was a fantastic opportunity to buy the dip because a lot of shares were sold indiscriminately, even though the business models remained intact. Actually, I had no idea, but what I did know is that things would inevitably go back to normal. What I didn't know was how quickly it would be. Now, with that said, it's been some years since I completed my Bachelor of Finance. So I said to myself, let's put on my beginner's hat to truly understand how the markets work. Specifically, I really wanted to understand the relationship between politics, governments, economies, and companies and how it all came together. With that goal in mind, I started reading the Australian Financial Review, or AFR for short, every single day. Now, I've been doing this since April 15th of last year, and you know what? It's been absolutely amazing in terms of getting a holistic view of how the markets work and ultimately how to become a better investor. So, what are 5 things I've learned from reading the AFR every single day? Number 1, money makes the world go around. Now, by all means, I am observing the world from a purely capitalist point of view by nature of what I'm reading, because pretty much every single article makes reference to money in some form or another. There's no denying that finance is a major tool in our society and that its importance and place in the world is universal. By all means, you're going to have stories about the big boys trampling over the little guys, how it creates unequal wealth effects. That may be true, but at the same time, it creates a lot of positives. Just think about the startup entrepreneur who's able to raise finance for a startup, thereby enabling her to create a dream. It creates jobs, and at the same time, it creates a new breed of entrepreneurs who are willing to do the same thing. Let's also not forget about the company who simply exceeds analyst expectations because this company has truly created a product or service that solves a genuine pain point. It's a software, for example, that actually makes life easier for workers. Now that's win-win. 2. Everything is connected in some way. Although COVID has made a lot of countries insular in terms of their trading approach with their partners, there's no denying that globalization is here to stay, and that it shows you how interconnected people, capital and technology are. You might have an Australian resource firm that has its operations in Africa, but it actually gets its financing from the US and the EU. Its engineering lead is from Asia, and its end customers are actually in the Nordic. Truly a global company. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the supply chain issues and that the ports in China, for example, are scrambling day and night to clear the backlog of shipping containers because the world's demand for appliances, manufacturing equipment, food, etc. has skyrocketed due to pent-up demand. Now, it just goes to show you how connected we are and that something like COVID has completely disrupted businesses and consumers and, of course, their everyday lives. Number 3, the more I know, the less I know. Now, by all means, there are a lot of things that I now know about the financial markets, but at the same time, there are a lot of things I don't know. With that said though, reading the AFR every single day has given me the opportunity to really broaden my understanding of it all. And I wouldn't be in the position I am right now to be talking to you guys about it. With that said though, there are so many nuances. For example, in terms of how monetary policy works and how it differs across the nations. How politics plays into economic growth and how companies actually report their performance. That it is near impossible to get your head around everything. It doesn't mean I don't try, of course, because I generally enjoy learning about these things. But there's a lot out there, and at the same time, the more I know, the more I go to myself, you know what, there's actually a lot out there where I'm completely clueless about. Number 4, there's a lot of noise out there. Now, one of the tenets of being a great investor is the ability to filter out fact from the noise. Now, by reading the AFR and a lot of other publications out there, they make their money from people like me who pay them a monthly fee to access their content. By nature of this, they're constantly churning out new content to keep people engaged. All in all, the publications in the AFR are fantastic, but then there are a lot of opinion pieces. By all means, it's fantastic to get a different opinion on something, but you need to be wary of absorbing too much of it, because there is no room for emotion or opinion when you're investing. At the end of the day, numbers speak for themselves, not opinion. Now, in the fifth and last point, reading the AFR every single day has been money well spent. The $59 I spend every month for Access has been a fantastic investment. Although I majored in finance back in university, it really wasn't for me. It was way too theoretical. So by reading AFI every day, it has allowed me to understand financial concepts by applying them to real world scenarios. It just works. You know, when you think about it, financial statements, ratio, M&A transactions, they all line up when you actually can apply it to a real life example. So there you have it, guys. By reading the AFR every single day, I've learned that number one, money indeed makes the world go round. Number two, everything's connected in some form or another. Number three, the more I know, the less I know. Number four, there's a lot of noise out there. And number five, it's been a fantastic financial education. Until next time, guys.